Welcome back. It's Dr. Jen Verboni, better known as DocJenFit, Doctor of Physical Therapy, owner and founder of Gen Health, your one-stop shop for all aches and pains or anything else that you need within your body. Now, I want to talk about your feet getting larger in pregnancy. Now, there is a lot to this that's very nuanced, especially because of our hormones. We have relaxin, right? Which doesn't just affect mobility and movement in the pelvis, but any of the ligaments along our body, including the ligaments in our feet. So a lot of times we'll experience a lot more laxity within our feet, and we could see more stretching and even change sizes during pregnancy. Now, if this happened to you, let me know in the comments. Did you happen to change sizes? Did you notice your feet getting bigger? I want to hear from you. So this is a very nuanced conversation. However, there's a lot that we can still do to affect what's happening at our feet based on our posture. And I don't think we think about that enough. So what happens during pregnancy a lot is that we start to shift our body weight forward because we have this belly that is forming, especially in third trimester. And it's so much easier to just rest forward into more of this belly area. However, what happens and what I want you to notice with my feet is as I shift my body weight forward, my feet flatten and come in toward each other. So I kind of pronate a little bit more of my feet. I flatten my feet, and potentially that could lead to more aches and pains in the feet, but it also can lead to a flattening and wider base foot in general. So we want to assess what's happening with my posture. How can I shift my body weight back a lot more throughout the day, strengthen those feet so that I don't have that flattening happening quite as much. We're still going to, again, have that laxity, but the only way that we can fight that laxity is by keeping and maintaining strength. So I'm going to go through a few exercises that I really like to help to check that posture. And you can do these anytime throughout the day because they're really quick and easy. So beyond just making sure you're not putting your belly weight forward and you're shifting your weight back into your heels, I want to also go onto an elevated surface. So you can do this in the kitchen. You can do this at your dresser. You could do this. My dresser is where I usually do it. So this desk is a little lower. So I have some blocks here to add a little bit support. So you want to make sure that the elevated surface you're going to press on, you don't have to lean down. Okay. You want to be able to push down, but stay upright. Okay. So that's what we're looking for here. Now we're going to integrate the core within our posture and in our standing, because a lot of times, again, if I'm falling forward, I'm losing everything that's activating here in the front. But if I can understand how to utilize and support through my core a little bit more, then I can help to stack my body a little bit more naturally without always having to think about it. So this is a great exercise just to sprinkle in throughout the day. So I'm going to press my hands down onto the blocks. And as I do that, I want to exhale and I don't want to lean forward. So I'm going to think of pushing down and exhaling. As you exhale, you want to think of your lifting from the lower part of my abdomen, pelvic floor. And as I exhale, I'm almost shifting up toward my rib cage. Okay. So I'm not pulling my rib cage down. It's more of a shift up from the bottom. And then what's happening at the top is as I'm pushing down, I actually help to engage my lat, which stacks my rib cage over my pelvis. So again, I'm not gripping down from the top. I'm exhaling from the bottom up and using my lats to stack in the top. Okay. And as I do that, I'm going to lift one knee. So I'm going to exhale. Feel that with me. Exhale from that bottom and lift it up. You should feel so much support along the lower abdomen as you do that. You're kind of hugging and wrapping in the baby. So again, I'm going to press down from my shoulders, push into my hands. Now try to hold that and exhale again. Hold it. Good. And we just did a few, but now shift your weight back onto your heels And as you are going to be walking, I want you to think about that exhale and that lift up. Okay. And that's going to help to support your belly and the body and take pressure off of leaning so far forward into your feet. Now, the next one that's going to help to not only strengthen the whole lower body, and the core, but also the feet is going to be a squat into a heel raise. So we're going to do the exact same thing, thinking of that press down, but now I'm going to exhale. So I'm already shifting into that supported core area. Now holding this press, I'm going to squat down, and then I'm going to hold that press into my hands as I raise up over my big toe. So you really want to be over the ball of the big toe. And then push down still, go into a controlled squat, press down into my hands, and elevate. So what we do here by pressing into my hands and activating my lats is I prevent myself from shifting forward, right? So I'm not doing a squat and then coming up onto my heels this way or onto my toes. I'm utilizing my core support. So I start already from that activated core, squat, and then raise. And if you just do 10 of these each day, you're going to start to strengthen the bottom of your feet, because as we do this and I raise up onto my ball of my big toe, I have a muscle on the outside of my calf that actually comes down and it wraps into the ball of my big toe and helps to support my arch. So we get a bonus here. Okay. Now the last one that I think is really good to add in, whether you add it before you go on a walk or you add it after a workout or before a workout as a warm up, this is a way to strengthen the bottom of your feet even further. So this is going to be called a single leg reach. And what we're going to do, standing on one leg, you're going to do a little hinge at your hips. So have your hips go back as you reach your foot forward. And then we're going to reach our foot back. So it's 6-way reach. That's 2. Then we're going to go to the side. Hip shifts back. Other side. Hip shifts back. Then we go around. So now around as my hip shifts back and around. Okay. And then we try to bounce. So the whole time I'm not pushing weight into my foot. My toe is barely tapping. Try that again. Same thing, same foot, forward, back. Try it with me. Side, feel that bottom of that foot start to activate because it's balancing and holding you. Plus, you're getting hip plus core. Okay, now that was just 2 rounds on one side. Now let's try the other side, see how it feels. So I'm going to ground into my foot. You always want to do this barefoot as well. So kick off your socks even. Do it barefoot so you can feel the ground a little bit more. Hip shift back, reach forward, back, side, side, and then around and around. Lead with those hips going back again. Back, forward, back, side, the trunk and the shoulders just kind of follow the hips, and then around and around. And you should feel everything from the bottom of the foot all the way up through that hip. So it's a great strengthening exercise as well. So again, before a walk, before a workout, try to get this in. It's going to help to support the strength of your feet, especially as we're falling into that laxity. Now, if you want to understand posture even further, we have a whole course on this because pregnancy really does a number on your posture. I mean, and especially postpartum when you're caring for a baby or you're feeding or you're breastfeeding, there's a lot of postural changes that happen. And a lot of people can complain of common aches and pains due to it. So we have a whole posture redefined program, and you can actually use code OPTIMAL20 and you get a huge discount. Don't forget, if you love what you're learning, I have so much more in stock for you. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos I've done in the past, and leave any comments of any suggestions that you have for videos in the future. And I can't wait to help you feel incredible and amazing within your body.